Hello, so we're going to play Prison Architect today, and I am playing Alpha 13. And let's see. Sorry about that noise. Alright, so we're going to create a new prison. If you don't know what this game is about, it's essentially, as it alludes to, you are an architect and you are trying to build a prison. So we'll go ahead and turn these options on. I don't think this option actually works. Continuous intake. Supposedly, you're supposed to get prisoners every single day, and you can't turn it off. But every time I've tried it, I can always turn them off. So I don't know. Fog of War is, as you imagine, basically only your guards can actually see the areas, which can be fairly annoying. I feel like the rest of your staff should be able to. You should at least be able to see where the rest of your staff is. For the purposes of this video, though, I'll go ahead and leave it on just so you can see, because if this was turned off, some items in the game would be kind of useless. We're going to start with a small prison, and the goal is to build a super efficient prison on a small map that will be able to handle all the prisoners the game will eventually throw at us. So let's go ahead and play. Okay, so immediately we're gonna pause using spacebar or this button up here. So we're gonna have workers coming down, and they're gonna drop stuff here in the delivery zone, and eventually they'll be putting garbage right here, which the truck will haul off as well. So that prisoner thing, if you go into reports, you'll see here that we are supposed to be getting normal risk prisoners, but like I said, you can actually turn it off if you want to. So I like to actually plan things out first. And I'll explain why. I already have kind of a design in mind. And we'll see how it goes. So let's see. This tool right here, the planning tool, allows you to essentially draw out squares on your map, and it costs nothing. So it's very handy for planning out things. I'm going to go ahead and mark off the edge here. This will probably be my perimeter fence. And I'm actually going to create a really large building. It's going to cover this entire map basically. And the reason is because we're going to need all the space possible. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to start down here. I'm going to build my cleaning cupboard and my utilities. Let's see. So cleaning cupboard can be a max size of, well, so in this game, prisoners can have jobs, and one of them is being able to clean, and you definitely want that. And you want to be able to get as many prisoners as possible to clean, but each cleaning room has a max capacity, and in this case it's 20. So every 4 squares gives you 1 extra position for a prisoner to clean. So in this case, I think what we want is we want 8. Let's see. Probably want 8 by 10, right? So that should give us 80 right there. And we're actually going to put in the utilities here. The utilities in this case are here. The power station and water. We're going to need to run our prison, and because power can only run, there's really no limit to the amount of water you can pump, but electricity does have a cost. And to increase your capacity, you use a capacitor, which has to be placed adjacent to it, the power station, which is why I spaced it out like this, so I can have capacitors all the way around here. And the corners do work, but you have to have something to connect to the corner. And we're actually going to need 2 power stations, so I'm going to put one down here as well. Now, you may have been wondering, I set this as the cleaning cupboard, right? Well, there's actually nothing really in the cleaning cupboard. It's basically a big empty room, except that there's a couple canisters of bleach here that the workers will put in the cleaning cupboard. But for the most part, it's pretty much unoccupied. So that's why it's the perfect spot to put your utility stations at. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a workshop. Now, workshop requires 12 spots. And the reason why you want a workshop is because that is essentially the biggest, well, not the biggest, the most profitable and economical way to make money in this game, which you will need to do. I'm sorry if this is all very wordy, especially if you already know this, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going through and explaining everything, especially for new players. So anyways, a workshop. So, workshop also has a max capacity of 20 prisoner workers. So essentially you're looking at 12 spots by 20 or 240 spots. So if we 240 divided 8 times should be about 30. So if we do this, let's see, 8 times 30. Doing some quick math here just to make sure. Let's see, 8 times 30, 240. Okay, so this is going to be our workshop. And I specifically put this next to the road because you want to be able to feed your workshop with materials as quickly as possible once it's up and running, because it'll constantly be needing feeding throughout the day. So that's why I want this close. This and the kitchen and the laundry require materials to be fed to it. Laundry, not so much. Basically, laundry just gets prisoner uniforms every now and then, but not very often. The kitchen and the workshop by far are the most material hungry buildings you'll have, or rooms you'll have, because the workshop needs sheet metal and the kitchen needs food and trays and other things, so it'll constantly need workers going back and forth. So if I can reduce the amount of time workers are walking back and forth, it'll be that much more profitable and more efficient. So we're going to have this here, and because there's 20 positions, I'm going to need 20 machines, and each machine is about 3 wide, so that's 2, 4, and I'm going to have a table. The table is going to be here. So the workshop, basically, the prisoners build license plates, and having a table tells the prisoner or the workers they can put sheet metal and they can put license plates on the tables, which keeps it a lot cleaner and nicer. So we'll do that. Every 2 pieces of machines we'll put down the table. It also helps, like, we want the table spread out, because if they're all up here, then they're all constantly walking back and forth. Like I said, it's all about making this efficient, but practical. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Times 2 is 20, so that's all of our machines. Probably gonna put the entrance there. Okay. So, and we're gonna open up an entrance here. I usually like to do double entrances for high traffic areas and single entrance for low traffic areas. Just because of the way the AI pathing gets screwed up sometimes. It doesn't really like doing that. Okay, so laundry. Laundry also has 20 workers maximum. And honestly, I never really need that many people in the laundry, like maybe 10 max, but I'm going to build a max capacity laundry anyways, just to show you what you can do if you need it. So we're going to go 20. So this one I'm going to make skinny. I'm going to make it 4 by 20. So that's going to make it 6 by 22. Right. And I'm going to actually put the entrance to the cleaning cupboard through the laundry, because that seems like the most efficient way of doing it. And like I said, double entrance. I'm going to have laundry baskets here and here. Going to have an ironing board, which is 3 spots. 3 spots, 3 spots. And then we'll have washing machines all along the side. Now space them out just so that it's not all clustered together. So that will be our laundry room. Okay, and let's see. Probably make this section showers, because they'll be close to all the prisoners to be able to come in. We'll just put a bunch of shower heads all along this row, and then we can put drains at the entrances here to keep the water contained. Basically, this whole area is going to be prison cells, and the prisoners are going to come, do their shower, go and do work. So we want everything tight, and because the whole point I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a very efficient prison system that expands to hold more prisoners without having to build a bunch of different rooms and knock down walls and so forth. So set this for the shower, and in fact I'll just go ahead and set that right now. Some of these things, some of these rooms, rooms are how you basically designate where workers need to go to do certain things. Some of them you can just put down. Others have certain requirements before you can actually mark them, which is kind of annoying. I wish this planning tool allowed you to kind of label stuff so that you could plan it out better, but you just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so I think this is gonna be our entrance here. So the kitchen, we're gonna put on the other side of the workshop, and we're going to make it same thing with the workshop. It requires 12 spots. So in this case I made 14 by 22, which on the interior is 12 by 20. And you definitely want a max capacity kitchen if you're going to be doing a whole lot. These are essentially, let's see, 22. Oh, I see how it is. I basically messed that up here. I want that down. So I'll move everything down a little bit to give myself space. Let me do this real quick. There. There. This is why you plan. In case you screw up like that, where you need an extra spot. Let me make sure I got everything else. Okay, so this was, oop, this was 10 by 12. This was 10 by 32. And 6 by 22. And then showers. Okay. So mark out our utilities again real quick. And these are going to be where our machines are going to be, and our tables, our workshop saw, and our workshop press. And give them enough space to move around. Part of the design is all about accommodating for the AI pathing sometimes. It's a little crazy sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So move that there. Okay. So then we have our laundry baskets here. Laundry. We'll put down 6 machines. And ironing boards. These are ironing boards. They're 3 wide. Okay. And we'll fix that room, I guess. So okay. So back to planning. This will be our entrance. We want to make this 14 by 22. That'll give us a max capacity kitchen, 12 by 20. These I'm going to turn into offices, and that's why I was like, I need 4 by 4, because an office requires a minimum of 4 by 4, and you can check that over here if you look at office. Minimum size 4 by 4, office desk, chair, filing cabinet, etc. So we're going to need 5 offices. 3, 4, 5, and I'm actually going to make a security office. This is where we'll put our monitors and so forth. So it'll fit 1 monitor here, 1 monitor here, 1 monitor here, and the guy will sit in there. That's kind of how I envision it. So visitors, we'll need a visitation room. And I'm actually going to put that at the entrance. The absolute most efficient way I found for an entrance is usually a 6 by 8. So something like that. Because the visitor table right here is 2 by 3. So this is going to be 6 by 3. So I'll be able to fit 3 visitor tables in here for the visiting room. Okay. So and the reason I put the entrance there is because I'm actually going to be moving the garbage and deliveries up here. They're going to basically straddle that entrance. And in fact, let's see here. Probably just do that now. So I wanted to basically end right there. And just to make it symmetrical, 6. 6 and there, like so. So this will be a sidewalk, and then these will be the zones for garbage and for delivery. And I'll make the entrance over here for the kitchen. So the reason why I did this is I want to make it super easy for the workers and for the kitchen workers to essentially get the stuff they need. If I put a staff door here and a staff door here, they're not going to require a guard to open the door for them. In a recent update, they changed it so the guards are the only ones that can open up certain doors, specifically any jail doors. So I'm going to put a jail door here and a jail door here, and then have guards patrol here. But eventually I'll probably just open these up. Once I get deployment, I can make sure that this outside border and this hallway are deployed to be staff only, and workers won't be able to go across that area, at least not without an escape attempt. So let's see, and these offices I'm probably going to open up just so that it's easy for prisoners to clean. We'll talk about contraband. And part of the reason why I'm setting up things in a certain way is to deal with contraband. Certain sections of your prison will offer certain types of contraband, and right now there's really not any reason to confiscate certain types of contraband because it really doesn't matter if the prisoners have it or not. Things like cigarettes, booze, etc. don't really do anything. So we're going to have a double wide hallway. So this is going to be, this area right here is going to be the canteen. And I think what I want to do here is I'm going to have entrances. We have lots of entrances to the canteen, and the reason why is because I want to be able to get the food out quickly. Because if it takes too long to get out the food, then people are going to be sitting here waiting around and they won't get a chance to eat in the time I'm providing. Like I said, I'm making this super efficient. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put a stove here, a stove here, a stove here. 2 fridges. 2 more stoves. And another fridge. So what is that? 2 by 8. So I'm going to do a 2 by 8 and a 2 by 8. And like I said, I'm making high traffic areas double wide where possible. This side won't matter as much because workers are only going to be working on this side of the stove. So yeah. So I'm going to have lots of stoves and fridges eventually. I'm going to put the sinks. Sinks are 3 wide. I'm going to put them down here. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 sinks all along this wall. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 stoves here, 2 stoves here, and a fridge here. So this should give me a lot of stoves and a lot of fridges to feed an army, because I'm basically going to be receiving an army. So this right here will be the kitchen, which will feed into the canteen. These right here are going to be serving tables. So my idea is the kitchen cooks, goes straight out, puts it on the serving table here. the prisoners are going to come through here, up through this choke point, which will have metal detectors and stuff. They're going to come here, go down this line, like so. Let's see. They're basically going to be going down this line here. Ooh, it's not too wide. That's too wide. Down this line, grab food, and go to the left to sit down and eat. Now, the reason why you want to try and design your kitchen with a flow in mind is because if, for instance, they were coming in over here, going to the serving tables, then coming back out, they would be getting in the way of prisoners trying to get to the serving table. So this is where I said you want to kind of try and take into consideration the pathing of your prisoners so that they don't get hung up. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, I think, is so the rest of this area here, I think, is just going to be T cells. And cells, the minimum size is basically 2 by 3, so something like that, 2 by 3. And the reason why I call them T cells is because, well, let's see, 2, 3. See, big old T. And we'll just make cells down the line like that, and so forth. So each one of these is going to be a big block, and then they'll probably be split up into smaller blocks eventually. So we'll do that. This right here is just going to be one huge hallway. I'm going to put a yard over here. It's about that big, 30 by 43. It's a really huge yard. Okay. I'm going to put a infirmary over here. Let's see. So we need room for a bed. Need an entrance, and we need room for a morgue. The morgue slab is going to go here, and the bed should go here. That's pretty much. You don't need to have separate rooms. It just for aesthetic purposes, I like them to be aesthetic, or not. Yeah, for aesthetic purposes, I like them to kind of make sense, at least a little bit. And we're going to make a holding cell. Holding cells has to be 5 by 5, so we need to draw the block 7 by 7. Don't put that here. Yeah. So this is going to be our holding cell. And so one of the tricks that I've found is that while prisoners are eating, a lot of them will finish before others. So they'll just be standing around being in the way. So if you give them things to do to fulfill their needs, because they have needs that you'll find out that I'll show you eventually, then it's not wasted time. Once they're finished eating, they can go and perform their own needs. So for that reason, I'm going to actually add some bathrooms. I'm going to add a bathroom here so that prisoners, when they're away from their cell and they need to use the bathroom or something, they can just go right in here, kind of near where the work location is. But for the cafeteria, it's going to need a lot of bathrooms. So I'm going to put bathrooms all along here. I like to just imagine they're wall toilets or something. So their concerns of privacy are too bad, so sad. And I'm going to actually also give them a shower. to take care of their hygiene needs right here. So I'm going to put shower heads in here. So if they want to take a quick shower while on lunch break, sure, whatever. I'm going to put some pool tables down in case they need recreation. Okay, so as you can see, prisoners should be coming in from the workshops and laundry and showers and from their cells, and they'll filter all straight through here. They'll grab their food that was pushed out by the cooks and then go to tables over here. So we're going to make some tables, and tables are 3 by 4, so I'm going to make this 3 by 16. And let's see, make that 3 by 16. And the great room, so not the great room, the common room, we're going to make here. So we're going to put a pool table in the common room. We're going to put TVs along here, along this row. And we'll put some phones here. So we'll put 8 phones, 5 TVs, and a pool. You don't actually need a huge common room because most of the time it's not going to be utilized, and they'll have other ways to fulfill that need elsewhere in the prison. Let's see. I'm actually going to put that door here, so then I should be able to put 3 TVs here. And then I'll actually put phones along this wall. So put 4 phones here and 3 phones there. So they'll be able to take care of their family needs, their recreation needs, their hygiene needs, and their bowel and bladder needs, all after they get done eating. Let's see. And then this big area should be the yard. Let's see, it is 28, so if we go to 14, that should be the entrance. Oop, it's not what I was trying to do. So it's 13 there, 13 there. Alright, so that's going to be the entrance to the yard. Like I said, I want to try and filter people through choke points so that hopefully they set off the metal detectors. Conveniently, when we get security guards, a lot of times they'll be hanging out here by the holding cell. So when these metal detectors go off, that I'm going to put down on this hallway go off, they'll be right there to go search the prisoner. Okay. So, and these offices will put like a desk there, a chair here, and a cabinet there. So it'll be like that. Desk, chair, cabinet. Desk, chair, cabinet. Okay, and then for this last one, we'll go the opposite way. Desk, chair, cabinet. Yeah, I know that might throw some people off, but whatever. Let's see. I could actually put that there too. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Only thing left is to make these T cells. Like I said, this prison is going to be able to hold a lot. I think I calculated it will hold at least 150 prisoners, which for this game is quite a few. The game actually starts to kind of get laggy once you get past 100 prisoners. Hopefully they'll address those performance issues in the future, but we're going to design this just to be able to hold it, because you just don't know. Oop. Sorry, this is really boring. Trying to kind of just do the bones of it real quick to make sure it's good. I'll put an extra cell up here. And what I like to do is I like to put solitary cells up at the top, so each one of these rows is going to have a solitary cell. So one here, one here. This will be a solitary cell, this will be solitary cell, solitary, solitary, solitary. And that just makes it convenient, so when they are put in solitary, there's usually one nearby, so they don't have to walk all the way through a prison just to get through solitary. Sometimes it can take a while for the guards to get around to doing that. Okay, and I'm just going to finish this one out. Make sure I calculated this correctly. Let's see. Cells along here. I know this is boring, blah blah blah. You're probably not watching anymore, but gotta double check. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to actually finish drawing out these first two blocks because that's what we're going to build initially. We won't build the rest of this because we just simply won't have enough money. And I'll show you what I mean later on. But we want to start somewhere. So my goal is to try and build all this and this initially, not everything, just the absolute bare minimum essentials, and then slowly expand from there on out. That will save me a lot of renovation cost. I won't have to be knocking down stuff or constantly trying to deal with expanding in an uncomfortable way. So I'll go ahead and finish this and we'll cut it off there. So sorry we didn't get the building, but we did plan out quite a bit. That's going to be our prison. So hopefully you'll join me once we actually start building it and see how it actually performs. So alright, thanks for watching.